Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2. Where last episode, guys, we finally started to build and started implementing the zoning and started getting people moved in to our brand new town on the other side of the river. And I'll be honest with you right now, guys, it's starting to look really good. If we kind of just take a look right now of what we've pretty much done, let me just zoom out real quickly. Oh, it's looking pretty good right now, boys. It's looking pretty damn good. There's our original farm town. And here is our new town that I asked you guys to give me some pretty sweet name suggestions in the comment section of the last episode. I've kind of combined a few names, so if anybody did suggest the two names that I'm kind of merging together, then I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But we've got a lot of work we need to do today. Now, before I name it, I just want to say, if you are enjoying the series, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. We need to upgrade the highway system. Just to add a little bit more capacity because it's getting a little bit busier as people travel back and forth. Now, we do have a train line which they don't really utilize that much, so I might add a second train on so it's a little bit more frequent. And I'm going to implement the bus route as well. Now, ideally, we need more crossings. I can upgrade this to an 8-lane highway and we'll still have traffic issues. We need more crossings to thin it all out, but it's not what I want to do. I still want to try and keep to the theme of the region and the theme of what the series is meant to be. And this is just how it is. Now, this junction here and the highway, I'm going to have to say this right now because I know a lot of people are still going to complain in the comment section. This highway, the junctions are going to be an evolution. So what I do in this episode will not remain. At some point in the future, I will upgrade and improve them again. I'm just kind of adding a little bit additional on to solve a couple of problems and then just keep evolving as we go ahead. It's not going to be concrete and it will change consistently. So, the name of the town. There were so many suggestions, guys, and I really do appreciate it. Some amazing, some slightly weird. Some people want me to name it after themselves, even weirder. But I kind of came to the conclusion to call it, we're in a big valley, and you got to think of names in vast valleys, or just in kind of big open spaces, in, you know, big areas with mountains. You know, you got to think of all the names surrounding all the different types of terrains and stuff like that. And we kind of came to the conclusion, Sierra Valley. That is the perfect name for this town, Sierra Valley. We got FarmTown over here, and we have the beautiful town of Sierra Valley in a big valley. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Looks pretty good. So, first things first then, we're going to see what we can do with this highway. Now, what I will do first, first we've got to find out what's causing the traffic. It's the fact that we can't get all the vehicles through this junction as quick as we like, which is causing backlogs. And if I'm not mistaken, the same thing is slightly happening over on this side as well. So that's the main issue for the traffic at the moment, is the junctions can't get the traffic through them quick enough, and it's causing the slight little bit of a backlog. So what I'm going to do first then is I'm going to play around with thickening those junctions up a little bit more. And so we're going to go to the we got the 3-lane variation, but I could do the 4-lane as well. Now, doing a 4-lane is going to be a lot chunkier. So I don't know whether to kind of stick to the 3-lane only in areas where we kind of need it. Like, you can see the backlog here. We got a 3-lane there because obviously we need multiple vehicles going straight or right. Same thing here. We've got so many vehicles that either come in this way, so why don't we try and incorporate the additional lane? So if I just quickly pause and delete this, because I might have to move the farm back slightly. So if I bring this down, yeah, I'm going to have to move the farm back ever so slightly. So, sorry. Sorry, farm. I could have kept the road in, to be honest with you. And if I bring this, actually, let me bring it back to normal. So that's back to normal, and let me upgrade the 3-lane. So at some point in the future, we will upgrade it to a 4-lane. But this is an evolution. It's like we're trying to solve the traffic needs in this scenario before we expand and create the next scenario. I'm trying to like grow the town as if it would have grown naturally throughout the years. So that way, but then I've got to flip this one this way. So it splits there between its additional lane. And if I press play right now and just give them time to slightly adjust themselves, we've got, and this is actually not what I wanted. I didn't want them to have the right lane be the straight on and the right turn. But I don't know how this is now going to work out, because I know there's vehicles that do want to make that left turn. I was kind of hoping that the left lane here would have been the straight on and... Hold on. We might be able to do something a bit different this side. So if that leads in, it's still going to do that. If I lead it that way... Ah! Okay, if I lead it this way, you get a... No, that's not what I want. But I could upgrade this one because it has that need almost to be a 2-lane. But it's a case of I don't want to upgrade the whole thing to a 2-lane right now. I know I eventually will in the future. And this is what I mean by people are going to start complaining in the comment section about, Snake, just do it. No. This is not the natural progression of the town, of the city. Right, it's just finding that... I don't think... this is why I kind of makes me annoyed about City Skylines 2, is you just can't do what you want it to do. I would quite like this to be the left lane and straight on. Because now I've bundled the amount of traffic still in the same lane. Which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, we do get that dedicated turning lane to a certain extent. But it's not exactly what I wanted it to be. Now I could add a 3rd lane onto it at the very last minute. But that's asking for trouble. That really is asking for then trouble. If I was to say, you know what? From this point... and I'll have to bulk up this road as well. Right, this actually could be quite interesting. This could be quite interesting. So if I got this as a 4-lane road now, which we're now going from that style, which is going to be even like thicker. So it goes from like that thickness to then this thickness. Oh, hold on. That's then changed that. Hang on, there might be something in this. There might be something in flipping this road round. Ah. Because we're not really seeing that much traffic come out of that one side there. Wait, is the traffic gone? Oh, after all that, the traffic's now disappeared? Oh, okay. And the traffic's now dying down here as well. Right, guys, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted the traffic to remain... I mean, it will come back in rush hour. Don't get me wrong. It will come back in rush hour. Now, what I wanted to do here is... I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a slip road. That's kind of what I wanted to kind of get away with in this area. I don't want to bulk all these lanes up, but if I went for that for a 3-lane and then decided to come off this right down to there, but then bend it all the way up to here, and then we've got this dedicated slip lane that goes this way because it will lead into this part of the town. And then I think with our road tools, I can say to them there's no right turn on at least that lane on its own. Thus allowing 2 vehicles to flow through this at once. It might cause issues there, but we don't really have that much traffic coming from that way. Now that's what I wanted to do. That was my initial first improvement. As time goes on and it gets a lot busier and busier, we are going to have to bite the bullet and eventually upgrade this to a 2-lane both sides. Eventually have a better junction system on this. You know, all that stuff will eventually have to be implemented. But until we see the issue, this is just... or until we get to that point, I want to upgrade it as we go along. And kind of like pretend that we're simulating the town as if it was... naturally growing. Right, I'll bring that to there just to give us a little bit of space to play with. Now you could argue the same for this as well, because obviously we're going to get just as much traffic coming back this way. So giving these guys that additional turning lane as well. So I might have to just upgrade that to there so that we can at least pull 2 vehicles from this one direction leading out. Right. It's not perfect, but it shall do. It shall do for now. So we're just going to have to wait for rush hour on the next day to see what goes down. Now, I can only do so much before we do start seeing traffic. Road maintenance vehicles do not help us out. But this is just version 1 of many variations we are going to create. Now, we also need to give them alternative routes to be able to get back and forth through the area. I'm not liking this. The vehicle has to kind of wait. So, is there a way in which I can maybe slightly add in a symmetrical lane? Go in this way. Like that. Right, hold on for a second. I've got to say no left turn, so that merges in one. Thus, hopefully, allowing... I mean, I wanted these guys to go into that lane. Oh, it's not working the way I want it. Unless I... Because this is all the stuff that you got to think of. It's like I really wish I could pick what lane they choose. You know what I mean? I would really like that to be a left turn only lane. That's what I would really like on that. But you're just not going to get it. Now I could say to them, you know, no left turn, no righty turn, no straighty on. But you can't pick and choose. So you're just going to get both. But they seem to be defaulting to the right hand side. When I say that, some merge over. So when you do get the traffic turning this way, at least 50% of them might choose the other lane. And we also have then a dedicated left turning lane as well. So it's a simple fix. I could go quite elaborate, but I'm not going to. That's how I'm going to treat this series. I'm going to slowly progress and upgrade them as if we're going through the eras, through the years of this series. So we won't truly see what monstrosity we've now just created until the next set of rush hour. I really wish I could control the lanes. Now I know I can do it with mods. So I might have to install some mods, boys. Anywho right now, another road maintenance vehicle backlogging. But let that do what it's got to do anyway. Right, in the meantime, let's sort out this bus route. So we're going to have a bus route that goes around. I was going to suggest having a bus route that goes around and collects, brings them back, and having a back and forth bus route to the station over there to here. Now, while I'm going to do that, I don't think I should have two separate ones. I think the one bus route that goes from here to here will collect people over there and then end in, just because I don't really have much going on over at the moment. There's not really much space, not many places to go that require public transport. So I can just combine them two buses into one bus route. And we'll also try and get it to go for a few stops up here as well, and we'll see how we get on, because there is a couple of stops that we can kind of utilize, which kind of do make sense. So we've got to try and incorporate that then. So if we're coming out here, I'm going to get it to go down and stop first here, so it kind of collects people within this vicinity. And oh, do you know what? No, I'm going to do it here instead. I'm going to do it there, because that vicinity they can walk to over there. This vicinity here they can walk to here. Then the next bus stop for this doesn't happen until they utilize this combined one, that combined one. I'll add in one more here, just to kind of throw a little bit extra in. I'll get to there, round, stop there, come back out. We'll stop here, stop there. Then they cut across this way down here. I'll make them do the turn this way. And then I reckon I get them to kind of turn in and stop just there. So turn in there, stop there, up, and then back in. So it kind of covers a large radius. It crisscrosses a couple of bus routes in FarmTown, which means we have interconnectivity. So bringing this out this way, I'm going to use waypoints as well. Down to here. So that now should go all the way down here. No questions, no problems asked. There there. I know these are pretty close, but I'm just kind of covering radiuses that you couldn't quite cover before. And that'll come into this stop. And it will lead back out, stop down to here, to there. Even though there's nothing really going on there, there eventually will be. To there, and then all the way back down, which it should, in question, bend round this, which it does. And then stop back here. Now that's quite a large bus route, and they're going to want quite a few buses. So bus line 3. They want to put on there, by default, 10 buses. Which, it sounds fine, but then you got to think of the length. The distance in which they've got to travel. I'll reduce it down to 8 to begin with. And we'll call this our Sierra Valley to Farm. Sierra Valley to FarmTown is what we're going to call it. Simple, mate. Simple. And then we'll see how we get on. We'll just see how we now get on. Right, let's have a little bit of a fast forward then. So I want to see rush hour on the next morning, on the next day. And I want to see the slightest improvements that we've made. How do they affect the backlogs that we do get? That's what I want to find out. Now, this junction's a little bit of a mess. It could be that we might have to turn this into a roundabout. It just depends. I need to move this radio mast as well. It's now kind of slightly in the way. So we have a radio mast on this side. I'm going to pull it over here. We'll add the wireless antenna network to it and increase the bandwidth. So that then should hopefully give us greater coverage. A little bit more coverage anyway within the vicinity. Have I upgraded that one like quite a bit, have I? No, we'll do it anyway. We'll spend the money on upgrades. And where's the one's just here. Look at how good the trees look around this area now. They are starting to look pretty good, didn't they? Is it, you know... I'm quite happy I planted them quite early on. I feel like I'm going to do that over here as well. It's pretty sweet. You know what? We'll do it. While we're waiting for the next day to kind of come in, let's plant down some trees. Now, what trees were they over here that I planted down? There's birch. Is it all just mainly birch? By the looks of it, it's all birch trees. And pine. Where's birch? Birch trees. There we go. So multiple trees. Increase the strength. And place these down now. And just like FarmTown, they'll look really good towards the end when they've grown. Alright, bring this down. So I'm kind of almost mimicking what we've done on that side, which is interesting. But I suppose that is the theme of the area. Alright, bring these all down. And again, you could get the mod that you have like instantly adult trees, but it'll look good when it's all grown. It'll look, I mean, that looks already pretty nice already, doesn't it? I might extend it a little bit more. There we go. Bring some of these down. Very nice. Go down here. Oh, that should see us through for some time. We'll let those grow first. We'll let those grow. Now, with the minimal traffic that we do have and what's currently going through on the night time, which is mainly like, you know, intercity traffic, like inter-region traffic, I mean, just going from one side of the region to the other. I don't like the parked cars here. I'm going to get rid of these. So, where's the road upgrades? Should we put it where there's trees on the road? Grass verges. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll go with it. I could have upgraded it to a highway road, but I like them also having the ability to walk down here if needs be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right, okay, so while we're waiting for stuff to happen, let's add some additional zoning then to Sierra Valley and slightly build this up a bit. Now, we've got our big row of big tall buildings, so now we need to kind of slowly drop down a little bit. So, in terms of zoning then, we don't really have the desirability here for the low density residential, but that's where we use our little friend, the alley roads. Our little friend, the alley roads, come in. Because the desirability to kind of build on those for low density is amazing. Alright, bring them to there. Gonna connect you directly through. Like, whoa, what happened here? Why are we not getting the zone in here? What's going on? Well, that's weird, isn't it? Why is it we're not getting the zone in there? Oh, okay. Okay, now we do. Now we do. Alright, extend that out a little bit. So, you almost get the desirability. So, I'm going to place this down first, and it's how we then kind of stagger down the skyline that we've currently got going on. So, placing you all down to there. So, we'll get this all in first. Because you got quite the demand for low density residential. Extend that slightly out a bit. And then we'll fill in that little gap there with smaller variations of those. Maybe some row houses just to kind of drop down the skyline. Now, we did kind of flaunt a little bit with the high density residential, and we ended up with a building that size. I don't know whether that is something that we should continue. Maybe I do another 3x3 there. And that will spend, ultimately, almost all of that demand. 3x3. 3x3. What sizes were we going? I've already forgotten what sizes we were working with the medium density. 3x3s is tall. Oh, we were going with like the 2x3s, wasn't we? Well, 6x2s. And that goes to there. And we've got these little 3x3s, which I could say for the taller density. It just depends on how big they want to build themselves. But spend that demand anyway. Right, now the rush hour's coming in. Oh, look at how glorious that looks. So, you can see the issue that then gets caused on this junction. So, I reckon we could do with a dedicated turning lane on this as well. And let's see. Do we go for the symmetrical road first? Now, it's highway based, remember. But the straight on and that's what annoys me. It's the straight on and left. It makes no point then. There's no point in doing it, is there? Unless I upgraded this to go that way. Ah, there we go. Right, get it to flip there. So straight on and right now are separate lanes, thus filtering the vehicles through a little bit quicker. Now, we do have traffic lights there, but when they are on the green light, the traffic gets filtered through pretty easily. These guys can do what they've got to do because the traffic that way is on the right lane, so it's only really traffic coming this way downwards, south. That really stops these guys, but there's not really that many issues. Now, I'm going to turn traffic lights off here, so this is a continuous flow. Oh, we need power! We need power. We need power. Right, hold on. Hold on. So that's all flowing. My next Oh, snap! The cars are sinking in the water. That's a horrible disaster. But how is it looking over here then, before anything else? So, okay, vehicles coming out of here. I'm going to have to... I feel like I'm going to have to whack a little roundabout on this. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. Right, what's the power reason then? Are we purely not producing enough power, or is it the backlog? I think like we were just not producing. Oh no, there's a bottleneck. There is a bottleneck right now. It's mainly due down to the transformer, isn't it? It's a shame we can't upgrade that. I mean, I'm not far off needing more power line, wind turbines anyway. Now, what is the distance between these? I'll add another row on. Alright, leave this out. Wind turbines will go then 1, 2, 3. And then we'll just quickly upgrade these. Do they have everything on it? They do. So this will make us produce more, but we are also feeling the pressure of the bottlenecking. So I can't have it all lead down that one road because it's causing us major issues. Now we also have the train line here. Does the train line actually connect to it? Is it part of the electric grid? I don't truly know, but let's first connect down here, here, and we'll bring it to the train. Actually, no, we'll bring it to the road. Actually, I won't bring it to the road yet until I've upgraded it with lights. So this is just like an easy, natural extension first. But it might then cause, you know, the bottleneck there. But I don't think it's even going to go this way, is it? It's not choosing to... Is that even connected? I don't think that's even connected, is it? Okay, now it's connected. Now it's connected. So for now, it's got rid of the bottleneck, but it is a major issue for us. It is going to be a major issue for us. So we do need to figure out something to do with that, at some point. Right, the traffic issue's now died down. So in that split second of me playing the game, the traffic has now filtered itself out. So I don't know whether this is an issue or not. It clearly is an issue. It clearly is an issue, but we'll see. We've now just got to... Everyone's got to do a U-turn. Okay, maybe not any longer. Right, wait for all these... the police are now here, boys. Right, so... Issues down here. It's all flowing through. Nice, 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 nice. Over on this side is where the issues could occur. So they're making their way down right now, a big bulk of it. And we'll see. They can make that left turn in that right lane, which is annoying as well. That's why I'm suggesting a roundabout. I just think there's not one particular route that is overloaded. It comes from all directions on this, doesn't it? It does come from all directions. So, right, let me just see what a roundabout could do. It does mean I have to push this farm back again. So move you down, move you down. Now, roundabouts, I could do a small, I could do a medium, I could do a large. We'll start with a medium. Now, this also could cause vast traffic issues as well. Ah, but that's now fixed. These having the left and right, but for these it doesn't fix it. But there's 2 lanes and it freely flows anyway. And stuff like this, you could almost, like if I wanted to add in the 4 lanes, do it, and it doesn't cause many issues. There's not like a 1 and 3 left lanes, is there? No. Right, we'll see how we get on with this then. Let me put the farm back to how it should have been. There we go. So the roundabout should be fine then. Sometimes it can cause more issues than it solves, but I think with the additional lanes, because we're going to have more vehicles entering throughout the day maybe, having that additional lane turning in, additional lane there as well, helps us out. So I think for now that will be okay. And I think we'll be okay on this side as well. Yeah, I think for now, for where the two towns currently are, I think this is adequate enough. But obviously, as we grow and make them bigger, there's going to be issues. There's going to be big issues moving forward. So those buildings aren't too shabby. I think I can deal with those. And I think I might reserve this here for, and this here maybe for 2 more slightly tallish skyscrapers. We'll do medium density there, and then we'll kind of finish this off as well with a bit of medium density. There and there, and then there is a 2 and a 2. So some smaller houses going in here. 6s. Sixes. Oh, that scared me there for a second. I don't know why. That pop-up scared me. There we go. And that should stagger down quite nicely. So we'll just do that for now. Now, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we have an issue with the population and the unemployment? Yes, we do need to provide more jobs. So is it time that we start adding in more farms? Because I've kind of neglected the production for quite some time. And we've now got huge... Wow, look at the deficit for grain farming. Okay, I think it's time we look towards adding a few additional farms in. So I'm going to start with this one first, because they do provide quite a lot of jobs. If you get it just right, you can get quite a few jobs coming off a farm. There we go. So that's 1 grain farming just there. I need to work out all the road layouts around here. So I might then just quickly squeeze another farm in here, because I've got to work out all the inner side stuff. Overlapping items? Where? Well, if I just go to there for now with that. Right, cut that down to there, because it'll kind of then back us onto the next farm quite nicely. Right, now if I just quickly adjust this again right now, just to get... I know it's minuscule, but I want that corner. Perfect, boys, perfect. So I've got to sort all this inner section out. So we'll just quickly fill it up right now. So dirt roads, we've got a connection here. So you'll get like a smallish farm getting connected down there. And then if I bring this up to about there, I'm staggering these. Like that. And then we've got traffic. Ooh. So the difference is, yes, we have a lot of traffic because there's a lot of vehicles that want to use these roads. But the thing in the roundabout is, it continually makes the vehicles flow. So... yeah, there might be a little bit of a backlog, but that's purely down to the fact that we've got a lot of vehicles on the road. Now, I could, in reality, make this 2-lane go back a little bit further. So they filter into 2 a lot earlier, so they flow in a lot quicker. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. For now, it will do. It's enough to have that slight annoyance to know that we do need to take it to a step further. But it's not enough for us to go, you know what, we need to do it right now. Phase 2 is when we'll upgrade it, the whole thing to a 2-lane highway. I like these stages. It kind of feels like I'm building through the years. Right, another grain farm. Now, I could almost get one in that will fit all of it, but it has to be placed here. Now, to do that, I kind of need this to go there and then there, like this. Let me just double check that that is the perfect positioning for it. It's actually more here, so I'll readjust the roads. And I wonder how far we're off that deficit. This is actually going to be quite a large farm. That is going to need quite a little bit more tweaking. So that road, bam. I might leave that like that, actually. I might leave it like that. Yeah. Right. It's getting bigger and bigger. So the original one that I placed in, which was it this one? Or was it that one? I can't remember which one I placed in over there, but I know I placed in this one, which has already got 28 jobs available. This one's got 16, and this one I've literally just placed in right now. When it levels up a little bit more, it will get more jobs available as well. Yeah, the main thing is the vehicles are flowing. So it doesn't matter how many vehicles are on the road. We're flowing, boys. We're flowing. Well, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. Doo-dah, doo-dah. And our deficit has definitely come down by over 100 tons. But it's going to take a while. I mean, I've only added in minuscule jobs, so I'm not going to put a dent into unemployment just yet. I'm not going to put a huge dent into it. I do need to add some more commercial in, though. So how much commercial is it within this area? There's a decent amount. There is a decent amount. And how much over here? Okay, there's definitely room to add a little bit more commercial in here. So... oh, do I reserve? Can I do a 3x3? You can do 2x2s. But it's got to be faced on that way, doesn't it? Like that. I'm trying to see what the best... that there's going to be that building, isn't it? Oh snap, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it! Right, I want to see how that area builds up with the sheer sizes of them. Because that'll be interesting as well. Right. Right. We need more farms. We just need more farms. I mean, it's what the series is, boys. It's what the series is. It's FarmTown. Right, bam, bam, bam. Bam, and bam, well, bam. Okay, so should we try and get some over on this side? Now, I'll wait till I've zoned more that area up. We should just kind of focus on filling these gaps in, shouldn't we? Well, that's perfect. Oh, this is going way too good. That's an interesting little design, that one is, isn't it? It's an interesting little design. I feel like I should maybe keep some of these fields open. And what do you guys reckon to this? If I keep this one open and there's planted trees in it? Let me go quite heavy with the tree placement. Because when that grows quite rapidly, you'll get this one little field there filled with trees. And then kind of do the same to like this area. Because it's part of the town, it feels like it would have been a field. we'll see how that looks as time goes on. We can actually do these two over here. And just see how they look eventually when they've all fully grown. Could be quite interesting, couldn't it? It could be quite interesting. And we'll extend this road next. So have that go directly in that way. And then we'll have you going across. For a few extra placements in where the town filters in to the farm. Nice. I might have that eventually bend in. Or maybe it bends around this way and runs alongside. So I've got to unlock all this area as well. But we're definitely getting more space grown right now, which is looking pretty good. Right, a few more days have now passed almost. Or 1 or 2 days have passed. And the traffic is now able to uphold itself with the minimal improvements that we have made. Which is perfect. Now, I feel like this commercial completely overshadows. I feel like it does. So, we're going to remain to low density in this vicinity. That's not the bulldoze button, is it? There we go. Because we've got to get that natural stagger going down almost. Even though that's not going to make much difference, but these buildings are definitely taller than the residential buildings on its opposite side. But we do need to keep providing more jobs. That's our biggest issue right now is the unemployment rates. 16% unemployment. I mean, it's what you would expect in a town that's mainly built on an industry. You can't expect everyone to work in the same industry. But it's what it is, boys. It's what it is. So, where's that recent farm I just plopped in? Was it you? No, it was you. 20 jobs available. So, we're going to keep going anyway. We'll just get a few more in. I know it's quite mundane trying to squeeze them all in right now. We definitely can't get one in there. So, we might have to split that into 2 areas. Bam, bam. That didn't work. I thought I was doing so good as well, thinking to myself, you know what, I've had no issues with the placement yet, and then bam, hit me when I least expected it, when I got too comfortable. So I think I'll just place one over on this side then. So if I go here, snap that right in. Running along the water's edge. Nice. I could keep that just like to trees as well. There's nothing stopping me doing that. But it's not enough jobs, if I'm completely honest with you. It's still not enough jobs. We've got jobs available, but you need them to be the education levels to fill those positions. That's just how it is. You need those education levels to fill those positions, which education is another factor I've got to sort out. So these two, I need elementary school over here, don't I? Yes. So elementary school, where can I place you in? So I think here, around here would be reasonable, but we need to extend the road. So let me bring that down to... Why does it do that? I will never know. But if I bring that up to here... And I'm going to place the elementary school on this little section. And then we'll drop in the extension. I'll add a little bit of a... Oh, where would I add this on? No, I'll add this here. And the playground in between. Because I can then design the road around it. Oops a daisy, like this. Nice. Now, you guys okay? Do you need a dedicated left turn? I mean, these guys could also maybe... I mean, it's not that bad. It's only a couple of vehicles, but having their own dedicated left turn... Would that work? Yeah. Dedicated left turn, which means then you could maybe argue about bulking this up next. Because it might then slow these guys down. Wait, hold on. They can make left turns in the right lane. That's not what I want. Well, that's why you need to then upgrade that to the 4. But then even that, it won't do it. Or you whack a roundabout down. I feel like I might have caused more issues than solving by doing that. So I'm going to keep that to what it was, so it's not the dominant road. This is meant to be the dominant road. Wait till I get traffic coming through here. That's going to be fun, isn't it? That's going to be fun. Right, anywho. Lots of traffic, boys. But the problems all lie in the fact that there's just too many vehicles utilizing the route. But the roundabout will solve and sort them. It will solve and sort them. I just don't like this one lane being the straight ahead and the left turn. That's the only bit that annoys me. If I'm completely honest with you, it's the only bit that does annoy me. But that's maybe where I could kind of like throw down a dedicated turning lane. But it's asking too much. And then make it where you can't do a right turn on this. But it's asking way too much, that is. It's asking way too much. I don't think I'm going to do it. I do need to do something with this, though. I do need to do something with this, because this is going to cause problems. So maybe we do. Maybe I do incorporate a dedicated turning lane away from it. So what I'll do is, I'll do it nice and small. Nice and small. Right, and then we need to make sure that we've got no crossings on this. No traffic lights. And it freely flows. I mean, I do all this and then the traffic's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, did I really need to do it? Did I really need to do it? But it's interesting, isn't it? You've got to play around with these ideas. Right, why can I not say you can't make a right turn? It's because it's not a junction. Isn't it? It's because it's not a junction. I mean, it solved itself. But the next argument is then, well, these guys here need that additional help. So I might just throw in, just here, up to a 4 lane. That's a 4 lane highway. What if I flip the symmetrical round? You still get your turning lane. And you get your dedicated left and right. Let me see what happens here. We've split it. But now these guys have got their dedicated right and left and straight on. I mean, the traffic disappears. The traffic disappears, so who am I kidding at this point? Who am I kidding? I have no idea. Oh, we got some office demand right now. So, is all my offices now built, by the way? They are. Ooh. So, we'll go a little bit further up. And up to here as well. Because they're a nice little financial gain, the offices. They do provide quite a bit of jobs. But the only downside is, you need highly educated people. Right, this junction here is going to be my biggest burden. It is going to be my biggest burden. But it flows fine, so why am I stressing? It all flows. Why am I stressing so much? It's like I'm expecting to be 0 cars on the road, isn't it? It's like your boy expects there to be 0 cars on the road. So they're able to do their cycle. They're able to go through. What am I truly expecting from this? They all move. Stop complaining, Seniac. I mean, I could stagger this. I could move the the entry to the industrial area here. I can move it down to like here somewhere, just to kind of split this a little bit and do double roundabouts, because it's kind of acting like this. It's like this, but what this turn off here is the entry to the industry, but it kind of extends down to there. And the same with this. We don't have on the junction the Crissy Crossy, the entry to an area. It's a standard Crissy Crossy, which we don't have on this side. But what am I fully expecting? The traffic flows. So, leave it alone, Seniac. Leave it alone. Anyway, boys. We are going to be reaching the next milestone soon, which is small city, which is high density offices. We then have the ability to remove the highway speed limits and traffic flows faster. That's scary. And we get an additional 15 tiles to expand our map as well. So maybe we could use those to buying some tiles leading down. I don't know. Probably, I'll probably buy the tiles around here to kind of build a second river crossing, because that's something that we are going to heavily need within the city. A second crossing. Maybe I can turn this road here into a little highway that kind of passes over to connect down to here. Maybe. I'll be pushing boundaries if I do. But I definitely want to do something over on this side where, we can maybe have the highway coming down and it also turns off this way, cutting through, passing over. Or just smaller, slower bridges with reduced speed limits that cross over. But we're going to need alternative river crossings. We really, really, really are right now. So, it's not bad. It's not an issue. It does flow. The issue is if it's completely backlogged. It's just there's too much vehicles for the current capacity. And I actually really like it. I do really, really like this. And I'm liking how this is now slowly evolving. It is slowly evolving, boys. But more jobs are needed. The employment rate was 16%. And before we end the episode, what is it now at? Still 16%. People keep moving in while I keep applying the jobs. But we need to highly educate them, boys. We need to educate them. So, a university and a college is coming in the near future. We've just got to decide where we want to put it. And on that note, boys, we will end it here. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, smash the like button down below. And until next time, I see you all soon. So, goodbye.